जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Okay, so yesterday we completed this page. Okay, a note about this edition. So we are reading from the book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. This is a short, brief note about the edition. Srila Prabhupada completed the Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, this book that we are reading, in the year 1967, and his Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, which was then known as the ISKCON Press, published it in the year 1968. In 1974, the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust published an extensively revised editing with Sanskrit diacritical marks and selected verses from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is the main source, the source book for this book. So basically, since some of you have missed the first session of this reading, this Teachings of Lord Chaitanya book is actually the lectures that were given by Srila Prabhupada uh, based on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then it was edited and it was compiled into this book. All the whatever Srila Prabhupada gave a class on, whatever Srila Prabhupada spoke, that was compiled and made into this book. For the present edition, the editors compared the two previous editions and restored some of the flavor of the original. So basically, the first version had a lot of extensive revised editing was done with Sanskrit diacritical marks. So diacritical marks, I think most of you are aware that in Sanskrit we have, if there is a akar, so we put a we put a line on top of, it's a horizontal line on top of a, or if there is such a line, then we know that it is akar. If there is a slanted line on top of s, then we know it's not sa but it is sh. So these are the diacritical marks, and it's very useful, very important also, so that we have the right pronunciations. Or uh, in addition, they found that perhaps owing to Srila Prabhupada's heavily accented English, the uneven quality of his dictated tapes, or the difficult philosophical concepts in some passages of teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the original transcribers and editors had occasionally erred. These errors constitute less than 3% of the total text have now been corrected, so that an already perfect book has become even more perfect for its increased fidelity to Srila Prabhupada's original words and intended meaning. So, Srila Prabhupada disciples, his servants, his very amazing, most amazing disciples, they have done this service of, because we want the perfect words that are emanating from the lotus lips of Srila Prabhupada, who is an Acharya. The exact words should be presented, and also the intended meaning, because many times if the meaning is lost, the essence is lost. So that is what is being mentioned here, that they have tried to put their best efforts to bring the right words and intended meaning. Okay, so we will go ahead and we'll start with our chapter 1. Teachings to Srila Rupa Goswami. So these are Mahaprabhu giving teachings to Srila Rupa Goswami. And our Srila Prabhupada has given the, uh, whatever we are reading, are words of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Rupa Goswami, the younger brother of Srila Sanatan Goswami, went to Prayag, the modern city of Allahabad, with his younger brother Vallabh. When the two brothers heard that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying there, they both became very much pleased and went to see the Lord. At that time, the Lord was on his way to visit the temple of Bindu Madhav. On the way to the temple, the Lord was chanting and dancing and thousands of people were following her. Some were crying and some were laughing. Some were dancing and some were singing. And some were falling on the ground, offering obeisances to the Lord. And all of them were roaring the holy name, Krishna, Krishna. It is said that in spite of being at the confluence of the rivers Ganges and Yamuna, that is Prayagraj, Prayag was never flooded until the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, um, although both the rivers are, there's a confluence of these rivers. There is Ganga and there is Mother Yamuna, Ganges and Mother Yamuna. Both are, there's a confluence here at Prayagraj. But it never there was never it never was flooded or was never overflowing. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, when he made his appearance at Prayagraj, there was, it was flooded. And at at that time, the city was not only just these rivers were not just overflowing, but it was also, the city was overflooded by the love of Krishna, because Mahaprabhu was ecstatically chanting, and all the devotees, everyone. We read this pastime when uh, Prakashananda Saraswati and his followers, the Mayavad philosophers, they all got attracted to Mahaprabhu, and how they became followers of Mahaprabhu, how they started this massive Sankirtan movement. And seeing them, the general populace, the general people at Allahabad, at Prayagraj, and this area, how they all became. I just unmute everyone. Yes. So we saw that how they all became followers, and they were all doing massive Sankirtan. So this entire the city was over flooded by the love of Krishna. They were all dancing in ecstasy. They were all, sometimes they were crying, sometimes laughing. Some people are offering obeisances to the Lord. So there's always a celebration going on. The two brothers, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Vallabh, uh, stayed aloof in an uncrowded place and witnessed the great crowd and the wonderful scene. When the Lord danced, when our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, he raised his arms, Ajanulambita Bhujau. He had long arms, golden effulgent complexion. He raised his arms and he shouted, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And the people all about Mahaprabhu were all around Mahaprabhu. They were astonished to see his activities. They were all surprised. They were all astonished. They were stunned to see the activities of Mahaprabhu. How Mahaprabhu was raising his hands, how he was jumping. So, it felt as if he's going to reach the sky when he was jumping. Sometimes he would fall off unconscious. Sometimes he would start crying. Sometimes he would roll on the ground because he is ecstatic by taking the names of Krishna. So indeed, the wonderful scene is difficult to describe. Our Srila Prabhupada, he was definitely seeing all of this. And therefore, Prabhupada is saying that indeed, this wonderful scene is so difficult to describe. After visiting the temple, the Lord accepted prasadam, the food that is offered to the deity, at the house of a Deccanist Brahman, that is southern Brahman, with whom he was acquainted. So, when in olden days, when the saints, when the sannyasis, they are visiting the city, the Brahmins, the noble Brahmins, they invite these sannyasis, they please these sannyasis to come and accept prasadam at their place. So, so this Brahman so Mahaprabhu was acquainted with this Brahman and he invited Mahaprabhu for prasadam. While sitting alone at the Brahman's house, the Lord was visited by Srila Rupa Goswami and Vallabh. From a distance, the two brothers fell down on the ground flat to offer their obeisances, and they chanted many Sanskrit verses from the scriptures. So this is, I've heard from senior devotees that one thing is, when we offer our obeisances, it should never be that we just offer our pranam and we get up and that's it. No. When we offer our obeisances, when we are offering pranam to our spiritual master, to Srila Prabhupada, to the deities, we should always glorify. we should sing some verses in their glorification, or we can, if there is nothing we can think of at that point, then at least bare minimum we should say Srila Prabhupada ki jai or Guru Maharaj ki jai and Pancha Tattva ki jai. So this is very important. These are things that we should learn from our acharyas. So they paid obeisances from a distance, because usually, so Mahaprabhu, although he is supreme personality of Godhead, he never publicly, he never acknowledged that. He never accepted that. He always uh, he always presented himself, or rather he always felt the mood was such, Mahaprabhu's mood, because he came in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and his mood was such that he is the servant of God. He's a devotee of God. That is the mood that Mahaprabhu always carried. And devotees, when they see somebody is paying obeisances, when somebody is offering dandavat pranam, then again, so all the devotees, they also start offering obeisances. So these two brothers, they did not want to trouble or disturb Mahaprabhu, so they paid their obeisances from a distance. And when they were paying the obeisances, they chanted many Sanskrit verses from the scriptures to please the Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord. So, so even we should keep this in mind, that if we are paying obeisances, if we are offering our obeisances, pranams to our Guru Maharaj, we should recite the pranam mantra of Guru Maharaj. Or if when we are offering obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, we can recite the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada. Then when we are offering our obeisances to Panchatattva, then we can say Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advait, Gadadhar, Shivas, Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Then when we are paying obeisances to Mahaprabhu, we can chant, we can recite this verse, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prem Pradayate, Krishnaya, Krishna Chaitanya, Namne Gaur Krishe Namaha. So we can memorize some of these beautiful prayers, and we can recite when we are paying our obeisances. Now, when Mahaprabhu saw Srila Rupa Goswami offering obeisances before him, Mahaprabhu became very much pleased and said, "My dear Rup, please get up." The Lord then informed Srila Rupa Goswami of the causeless mercy of Krishna upon Srila Rupa Goswami. For Krishna had just delivered him from the materialistic way of life, which is based simply on pounds, shillings, and pence. So Srila Rupa Goswami was the minister, and not just any Tom, Dick, Harry kind of minister, not some pinky type of minister. He was the top-notch minister in the in Nawab Hussain Shah's kingdom, in his under Nawab Hussain Shah. And he had so much wealth, because Nawab Hussain Shah was so pleased with their duties and with the way they were functioning. He was just prospering, continuously prospering. So he was so pleased that he would give them, continuously give them with so much material wealth. So these two brothers, Srila Sanatan Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami, they had no dearth of these wealth, material wealth. And somewhere I heard, I don't remember the exact calculation or something, but what now we think in terms of billions of dollars, not even rupees, that is what they had at that point of time, in those times. So just imagine the wealth that they had. And Mahaprabhu is telling Rupa Goswami that Krishna has showered his causeless mercy upon you, because Krishna has delivered you from the materialistic way of life. Krishna, Mahaprabhu is Swayam Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is saying this to Srila Rupa Goswami. So what happens after that? We'll read again tomorrow, Krishna willing, in with all of your divine association. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for a very kind association. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रील जय पताका स्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय। श्रील भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. I request all of you to please unmute and together please chant loudly
Hari
Hari
Hari Bol,
Bol.
Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol,
Thank
Hari
you.
Bol.